What's up guys, I'm Heath Pierce and welcome to the first edition of the 2017 Kick Power Rankings. Now let me remind you, the Kick Power Rankings are not just a list of the best teams in the world. This is a list of the teams no one would want to be coming up against right now. And since some teams are still enjoying a relaxing winter break, we're only including teams that actually played this weekend. So Bayern fans, don't worry, you'll be back on here in no time. And make sure you get down in the comments and let us know what your list of the best teams looks like. And hit that subscribe button so you can get in on the conversation nice and early. Let's dig in. Kicking it off at number 10, it's Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton comfortably beat MK Dons 2-0 to advance in the FA Cup, but that is definitely not what's got them on this Kick Power Rankings. They're on this list because out of nowhere, they're on an insane 17-match unbeaten run in all competitions. And in the league, they haven't lost in 18 matches, including 5 straight wins. That has been good enough to catch Rafa Benitez's Newcastle when it seemed like they're about to run away with it. What really jumps out to me though is that they're doing it in the English Championship, which is one of the most volatile and unpredictable leagues in the world. They play tons of games, often 3 in a week, and there are always wild results thrown up, so Brighton's consistency is nothing short of shocking. Their form simply comes down to a rock-solid back line, which is the best in the league, and led by star center backs Lewis Dunk and Shane Duffy. So keep it going, Brighton. And at number 9, it's Olympiacos. The Greek champions look like they're heading for another title this season, and they're barely halfway through the campaign. They picked up a 2-0 win on the road against Xanthi this weekend for their 5th straight league win, extending their lead at the top of the table to 12 points. They're unbeaten in their last 11 in the league, and that loss back in September remains their only loss in the Greek Super League. They scored 32 and conceded 6 through 14 matches, which is pretty damn good. Brown Ideye leads the league in scoring, and if you go way back to our league preview mixers in August, we warned you that that was going to happen. And at number 8, we have our former number 1, Chelsea. Their near record-breaking streak finally came to an end at 13 last week with their humbling loss to Tottenham, who hint hint might be on this list, so stay tuned for that. Chelsea though have nothing to be ashamed of. They have a 5-point lead over second place Liverpool and bounce back from that Spurs loss with a routine FA Cup win over lowly Peterborough. Their next 4 fixtures should tell us a lot about their title chase. At Leicester, home to Hull, at Liverpool, and home to Arsenal. Things could look very different in a few weeks' time, and it'll be interesting to see if they can keep their place in our KPR. On to number 7, we have Napoli. The Italian side picked up a hard-fought 2-1 win over Sampdoria this weekend. They went down in the first half through an own goal, but after 2 yellows for Sampdoria's Silvestri, Manolo Gabbiadini found an equalizer in the 77th minute and then stepped up Lorenzo Tonelli to smash one into the roof of the net in stoppage time to take all 3 points. Napoli are 8 unbeaten in the league and just 3 points behind Roma, who themselves picked up another win along with AC Milan, Lazio, and Atalanta. Lots of decent sides competing for those European spots in Italy this season, which I love. And for the next 2 spots, we'll do those together. At number 6, we have Villarreal, and at number 5, Barcelona. While both teams were humbled in the Copa del Rey midweek, those are 2-legged affairs, and I expect both to fight back in advance. In the league, however, these two matched up over the weekend, and it was a great game of football. Villarreal took the lead on a sweeping counterattack with Nicolas Sansone finishing across the keeper just inside the post. And the assist came from Pato, who had a great day at the office and was arguably the man of the match, which is kind of nice to hear. There were some big handball shouts for both sides, which came to nothing, and the action was pretty much in Villarreal's own half for the final stretch of the match. Barcelona threatened throughout the match and couldn't break down Villarreal's league best defense. With the clock hitting the 90th minute though, there was a free kick from 20 yards out. Who else but Lionel Messi steps up and curls it right into the top corner. The keeper had no chance, and in the end, a draw was probably a fair result. It's more drop points for Barcelona, who are now sitting in 3rd behind Sevilla and Real, and Villarreal are also just a point out of a Champions League spot. At number 4, and to my great disappointment, it's Tottenham. But seriously, they deserve it, and they are in great form at the moment. After a comfortable 2-0 win over Aston Villa in the FA Cup this weekend, Tottenham have now won 6 straight. But what's most impressive about their streak is that they also took down Chelsea 2-0 last week as well, which ended their 13-match winning streak, which is insane. Though the whole team is playing well at the moment, a big reason for their current form is Dele Alli, who's got 7 goals in his last 4 league matches. No wonder the big boys of Europe like Real Madrid and Barcelona are circling. The question is though, is he good enough for a club of that size? In his current form? Absolutely, but he needs to find consistency. Before Bale moved to Real Madrid, he was consistently taking over matches in the Premier League. While Dele Alli has done that here and there, he must get more consistent. And considering their crash and burn campaign in the Champions League, where Dele Alli only managed to contribute 1 goal, there's still a lot of maturing to do. Sometimes we forget that he's only 20 years old, so there's plenty of time for that big move, and he seems happy at Tottenham under Pochettino. It is essential that Spurs stay in the Champions League though, so Dele Alli can keep challenging himself against the very best. As for Tottenham, they've been good all year, but early on in the season they were unable to pick up all 3 points and often settled for a draw. But if they can keep this streak going, it'll create a fantastic race for the top 4 over the next 5 months with the current top 6 sides. On to number 3, where we finally welcome Manchester United to the Kick Power Rankings. rankings. Many of you have been in the comments for weeks talking about a conspiracy theory surrounding us leaving Manchester United off the list. There's no plot against them. We've just been waiting for consistency from them, and we finally got it. United picked up their 8th straight win against Reading in the FA Cup over the weekend, which is their longest win streak since the Fergie era. They're unbeaten across 15 matches and have clawed their way back into the top 4 battle on the backs of Pogba and Zlatan, who have really turned the corner after early season question marks. And the headline grabber in the win over Reading was Rooney getting his 249th Manchester United goal, tying Sir Bobby Charlton's record. Now, even though they have a very winnable tie midweek in the first leg of the League Cup against Hull, I have my eyes looking at next weekend's match where United come up against their good friends of Liverpool. Boyhood Evertonian, now Manchester United legend Rooney, up against the team he hates the most with the chance to break United's scoring record. That is simply must-watch football. At number 2, it's Juventus. Juventus kicked off the new year as expected with a 3-0 win over a lesser Bologna. Gonzalo Higuain broke the deadlock 7 minutes in after a beautiful Pjanic through ball left him one-on-one with the keeper. He finished the day with a brace, and Paulo Dybala added a goal via a penalty. While the 3 points were all but expected for the old lady, the day would still be considered a special one as Juventus set the Serie A record for most consecutive home wins at 26, breaking the previous record set by Juventus in 2013 and 14 during the Antonio Conte era. With a 4-point lead in the table, a fortress home stadium, and a game in hand, Roma will need more than a little bit of luck to keep pace with the current champions over the remainder of the season, but we hope it happens. And at number 1, we have someone new for the first time in a while. It's Real Madrid. Now don't get me wrong, every week Chelsea was there at number 1 to close out 2016. We could have easily swapped them for Real Madrid and no one could have really said we were wrong. We went with Chelsea, well, because we were impressed. But that doesn't take anything away from Real, who are back at the top of our rankings, and it is no small part because of their 39-match unbeaten run across all competitions, tying Barcelona's record. They kicked off the 2017 La Liga fixtures with a 5-0 thumping of Granada through 2 goals from Isco and 1 from each Benzema, Ronaldo, and Casemiro. Who's going to be the one to finally bring them back to earth? Back-to-back matches against Sevilla, one in the second leg of the Copa del Rey, which is pretty much over, and then again in the league should prove quite a challenge. My guess, they'll be just fine. So guys, that is our list of the 10 hottest teams in the world right now. Hit us up in the comments and let me know what your top teams are. Follow, like, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later.